everybody, thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that the new Mystery School video is now available. Mystery School Volume 8, The Universal Waters and the Conductor of the Soul. Make sure you guys see this video. It's a very deep video. Also, for those who hit me up about the flash drive sale, it is still available. As I said, if a lot of people hit me up, I'll keep the sale going. So it's up for this weekend. Make sure you guys take advantage. Yes, it does come with never pay again membership, and the price is still the same. So if you do get the flash drive, you won't have to buy this new video. Also, the flash drive will come with the new video on it. Also, it's another new video that will come on giants. We've been getting into that on a lot of sites about the new discoveries and, giants and bones they have found. So we're going to get into that in another DVD that's coming up. So it's about 4 or 5 new DVDs that's coming up. So again, if you get Never Pay Again membership, you guys will get all those videos as well. You won't have to pay for them. So yeah, make sure you guys take advantage of the sale and make sure you guys see this new video. It's a very good video. It is now available on Podia and it is up on Merkabah Academy right now. Okay, so let's get into this video because I don't want to, take away from it too much because of the subject. So, it's a lot of debating going on about the ancient Egyptian, identity. So I put out a lot of information. I put a lot of information on my Instagram, a lot of information on YouTube about this subject. But you got to understand, these people are cutthroat. I never ran into so many rude, uncaring, doesn't matter what the facts is, people, other than Christians and, religious people, than these people who want to promote this white Egypt. They don't care what proof you show them. They don't care how much you put out there. And they will say the most racist, crazy things to you to try to get their point across. And they don't care what you show them. So this is what's been going on. This is how much and how pissed these people are. This is how pissed these people are about the Cleopatra shit. I mean, they are all over social media. It's entire pages dedicated to this bullshit. And these people are calling us Afrocentric and that we are culture vultures, that black people are walking around trying to jack cultures and try to jack people's history when we don't control history. We don't write the history books. And the information that we are getting for the most part, it's coming from white scholars. So to say what we're saying is Afrocentric, you better go talk to these Europeans who wrote these books and put out this information. So the whole notion that Egypt is anything other than black is understandable because a lot of people look at the depictions and they see these, white pharaohs, and we know the Arabs are there, today, but they don't know history. And again, I talk about this a lot. If you look at history, you can see why you are there. These people honestly believe that we were never there. I just posted on my page, clear as day, you can see it right here, that these are the indigenous people. These are the Egyptians right here. You can see in these photos. This is pre-1930s. This is the 1920s, where you have pictures of the Egyptian people in Egypt showing the people around. These are the indigenous people. These are the people who live here. You see their skin is clearly dark. These are clearly black people. So this is as early as the 1900s, pre-1930s, where we can see that the population, the people were black. Plain and simple. We don't see these photos in history books. We don't see these photos. And clearly, since they wanted to hide the identity of the true ancient Egyptians, they didn't show it, and they made sure that they changed the tour guides from this dark-skinned tour guides to these Arab people, which we see today, because all these photos were surfacing of these scholars and professors and people on holiday or vacation or what have you, and all these dark-skinned black Egyptians in the background, which they don't want people to see because they knew they were going to be trying to steal our identity. Now, that's one thing. Again, the only reason why, because of course, I will admit to it, yes, there are Arab Egyptians who call themselves Egyptians. They're not true Egyptians. And there are also European Egyptians who call themselves Egyptians, but they're not true Egyptians. These people exist in Egypt or existed in Egypt because of conquest only. So if you want to argue that Cleopatra was a Macedonian or what have you, despite all the information to the contrary, and the fact that Cleopatra 7th, we don't know, the 5th, I should say, Cleopatra the 5th, we don't know what happened to her. She's supposed to be the mother of the Cleopatra that's in question, but all the information on her disappeared. We don't really have any information on her, and we don't really know what happened because she disappeared. But There's a lot of information that she was mixed or black or what have you, which is why this whole thing surfaced. She is a Macedonian. It doesn't matter what they want to say or what they want to call Cleopatra at this point. The reason why she existed in Egypt, the reason why the Ptolemies, the Greeks, existed in Egypt is because of conquest. No other reason. They were not there because they are the indigenous people of the land. History tells us clear as day that Alexander conquered the Persians in Egypt. So the Persians conquered first and then the Greeks conquered them. So when we hear this whole terminology or these people making these descriptions, we hear Persians in Egypt. We hear Greeks in Egypt. We hear Arabs in Egypt. But who was there before them? Egypt is in Africa. Plain and simple. Northern Africa. This is where these people are. And they conquered the original ancient Egyptians who were black. Clear as day. This isn't up for debate. It's proven. The proof is there. And you not only have Herodotus, the Greek historian, and other people outside of the Egyptian civilization attest to the ancient Egyptians being black. Herodotus said they were like the Ethiopians, which we know they are black. You don't only have these people saying that they are black. The proof is in Egypt, where you can see clear as day for yourself. And all the figurines, all the hieroglyphics, the reliefs showing these people with dark skin. Plain and simple. They were black. There's no way around that. The only reason why you have other ancient Egyptians there or Egyptians there of a different race is because of conquest only. So when you look at these pictures here, clear as day, we can see the only people who resemble these ancient Egyptians is African people because they fled. They fled into lower Africa to escape the Arab invasion, and we see that the culture and customs survive today. We can still see Africans dressed this way and carrying the traditions and the culture and customs of the ancient Egyptians. You're not going to find no Arabs who dress like this. You're not going to find no Europeans who dress like this. The only people that fit this description is African people. Nowhere in the ancient world do we find depictions of these people looking this way. We only find it with African people. It's that simple. So again, the only reason why these people are digging up the ancient Egyptians is because this is not their people. If this is your people, if you are the descendants of the ancient Egyptians, why would you dig up your ancestors and put their bodies on display? Why would they do that? They do that because they are not their ancestors. These people are conquerors. You are the descendants of conquerors. It's that simple. That hurt a lot of fucking Arabs' feelings or so-called Egyptians' feelings when I said that, because a lot of them came for me for that. But the proof is right there. It's just you didn't exist in that country. Your history is clear as day. There's an Arab invasion. Everybody talks about this. Scholars talk about this. This is written in the history books. The Romans were there before the Arabs. The Arabs got there because they conquered. The Arab invasion came and removed Rome from out of there. This is how you got there. So it's so many pissed off people in Egypt who's mad about this Cleopatra thing. And she was a Macedonian. She wasn't even an Arab. So they're pissed about that. Then you have the so-called Greeks being pissed about it when you guys stole the country from the people who helped you out. That's the legacy you left. The ancient Egyptians taught y'all things, helped y'all out, and y'all turned y'all back on them when the Persians came to conquer. Where were the Greeks when the Persians came to conquer? The Persians came to conquer, they conquered Egypt, and then the Greeks conquered the Persians. They wanted the land for themselves the whole time. So yeah, I want to thank the people who shared my videos, who shared the last couple posts, whatever I put out there, because it started a big debate on this whole thing and brought a lot of pissed off people to my page and to YouTube or what have you. And, asking these questions and sending me emails, what have you, where I completely crush them all to the point where they got to resort to name calling and racist shit because they can't refute the information I put out. It's simple history. You can look at history and it's telling you clear as day. So if you conquered, it's history. If history in the history books is saying you conquered your way into Egypt, somebody was there before you. So who was those people? Egypt is in Africa. This was African people, clear as day. I mean, how are you going there? How are you looking at the figurines? How are you looking at the depictions and the statues? How are you looking at the pictures I just posted and seeing these black people, these black faces, and still trying to say it's a white civilization or Arab civilization when your own history and historians is telling you you got there because you conquered your way into that land? So what you mad about? What you mad about? We're not trying to be Afrocentric or culture vultures. We don't got to jack nothing. Everything has been stolen from us. Plain and simple. We don't got to try to steal your shit. We can prove we was already there. It's proven. We don't got to write the books. The books have already been written by your scholars, by European scholars. I have Arab Egyptologists tell me that this is a African land and that they are conquerors. Plain and simple. I got the pictures to prove it. So it's not up for debate. It's just, realizing the truth and accepting it. If you don't want to accept it, it doesn't really matter because the truth is the truth. We have the proof. You don't have any proof. There's no proof that you were there before conquest. Yes, Arabs occupy the land now because of conquest. Before that, Europeans occupied the land because of conquest. And before that, the Persians occupied the land because of conquest. And the original ancient Egyptians were black before then, and they still stayed all the way up and through, as I showed you, the 1930s until the Polaroids and the pictures start getting out or what have you of these black indigenous people, these black citizens in Egypt, and they got rid of that shit. You can't hide what history is showing you. Plain and simple. The picture's just clear as day. Those guys are dark skinned. They are black people. Plain and simple. So they hid that. They covered it up. They made sure that, after this 1930s, I think around 1950s when we start seeing the lighter Arabs in all the photos. But clear as day, as I just shown you, you can see the black people. We still, through all the invasions, through all the conquests, it's freaking 1930s, and guess what? We still was there, motherfuckers. We still was there. We still was there, giving you fucking assholes gods and shit. But clear as day, if this was Arab territory, if they was there, if there was indigenous people to that land, they wouldn't be putting their ancestors' bodies on display. It's just that simple. We wouldn't have all these new amazing discoveries because they wouldn't know where shit was already at if that was their land. Egypt is in Africa, and they chased the indigenous people from Egypt into lower parts of Africa. And as I said, the whole term sub-Saharan was created to steal the identity of the northern Egyptians, the northern Africans. So this whole sub-Saharan bullshit is exactly that. It's bullshit. When I just showed you pictures of black Africans in northern Africa, there's no such thing as sub-Saharan. That's a made-up fucking thing to try to steal the identity of the true people of northern Africa, not Europeans. It's a conquest. It's a part of the European empire, or should I say the Roman Empire, when you look at what they conquered. What does that mean? I'm showing you a map here that says this was part of the land they conquered, meaning it became European territory when y'all conquered it from the damn black people who was there. Y'all wasn't indigenous to the land. Y'all stole the shit like y'all stole everything else. It's just that simple. So you don't got to pay attention to actual history. You don't got to accept it. But we're going to speak on it, and we're going to keep on speaking on it and busting y'all ass with the truth, whether y'all accept it or not. So y'all can get upset and pissed and write all the racist bullshit y'all want, just showing us exactly who you are and what you're about. It don't matter. The truth is right there. We can prove our history. We can show it. You cannot. Oh, yeah. Before y'all hit me, because so many people want to hit me with this, oh, we are just mad because we're inferior. We have an inferiority complex, so we're trying to swagger jack or steal history. Like, we're inferior in what way? We're the dominant people on this planet. We are genetically dominant. Plain and simple. We are dominant. So if you mate with an African person, that baby's going to come out African. It's going to come out with black features. Plain and simple. We basically catalog every damn skin complexion on the planet. We can produce every skin complexion. We can produce light brown, dark skin, white skin. You ain't never seen a white person turn black. But you can look at vitiligo, you can look at OCA, oculocutaneous albinism, and you can see black people turn white, because that's where y'all come from. Y'all are a mutation. I put the videos out on this. So, as a matter of fact, here's the proof.
One more important piece of the puzzle was found in 2005, when cancer researcher Keith Chang was studying the black and white stripes of zebrafish.
There are a lot of zebrafish in my laboratory because I'm a geneticist and I study how mutations occur, which is how cancer occurs, and I use pigmentation to detect those mutations. By chance, The light skin colored fish that I used for that research also taught us a lot about how Europeans, how humans became lighter skinned.
What Professor Chang discovered was perhaps one of the most important genetic mutations ever found. A single change among literally billions of coded instructions within zebrafish DNA that reduced black pigment from their stripes. Soon after, this identical genetic mutation was found in fair-skinned Europeans.
There was a magic moment in this research. When I got back the results that showed that the number and the size and the amount of pigment in the light-skinned zebrafish were all diminished, and the same thing happened in humans. When I opened the textbook and saw that same thing, I began to sweat. Not only did light-skinned people evolve from black-skinned people, but lighter-skinned people, whether they're European or whether they're Asian, like me, were actually mutants of the dark-skinned people.
This was remarkable because we had only inferred on the basis of circumstantial evidence that this must have occurred in evolution, but we didn't have any concrete genetic evidence. Now we do.
Now, Ted also did a whole lecture on this whole thing about what happened and where white people came from. So all you people who think you're indigenous and think we're just trying to steal or swagger jack or what have you, culture vultures, and steal the history, we were here before you, and there's the proof. You are new to this world. We've been here. And when y'all got here, y'all stole all the shit y'all have today. It's just that simple. So don't play with people who know fucking history and who can prove it. Your own white folks, your own Europeans is telling you exactly what's going on and give you the history. And then in the videos, you have Asians as well, telling you exactly who was here first and who you mutated from. Plain and simple. We were here long before y'all, and y'all stole our shit. It's just that simple. So if you want to talk about dominant, yeah, y'all was dominant at war because y'all shysters. Plain and simple, y'all stole our shit. What are we supposed to do? We was trying to help y'all, and y'all stabbed us in the fucking back. That's what happened. There's nothing inferior about us, plain and simple. The highest IQ that's been tested on this planet is from melanated people, plain and simple. So we've proven and shown how much you guys stole from us over the years. The proof is there. So because you don't want to look at history because, you want to believe exactly what TV tells you, has nothing to do with us. The proof is out there. If you want the proof, if you want the truth, you'll find it and you'll accept it. But for people who don't want to accept it, that's not our problem. We can put it out, and we're going to keep putting it out and talking about it, whether you accept it or not. So you can be pissed about this video and what I just said and how I said it. You can't fucking change the truth. It's just that simple. So yeah, keep on coming in the comments because I ain't got to say nothing. I know my followers, my subscribers are going to bust y'all over the head with the knowledge anyway. But keep coming here and talking that shit. Keep coming to my email or whatever, talking that shit. The proof is already there. You don't got to accept it. I'm not going to go back and forth with a lot of y'all because the ignorance is clear as day and the anger is clear as day. Anytime some people want to call you racist names through emails and act like kids over what? Somebody like that's fucking been dead for how long? Thousands of years? It's stupid. So, we just telling the truth. We putting the truth. We putting information out there for those who want it. So, yeah, y'all can keep on coming with the nonsense and the drama. We still got something for your ass. And for anybody who want the truth, it's right there. It's not just me. It's a lot of people putting out this information. This information is all over the internet. And so many people have put out the truth. It's just a matter of, conscious, smart people accepting what's clear as day in front of their face. Egypt is in Africa. Plain and simple. Sub-Saharan is bullshit. It's made up to steal the identity of the people of North Africa. That is all. So kick that sub-Saharan bullshit all you want. It don't mean nothing. What is that? Sub-Saharan. What is that? What is that? So if it's no Africans that live in North Africa? No black people up there? What is that? That's bullshit. Clearly created to steal the identity of the true people, the indigenous people, black people of North Africa. Has nothing to do with us living below sub-Saharan Africa, and we didn't have any information or knowledge because, again, you can go to Sudan, Nubia in the ancient world, and there's more pyramids in Nubia than it is in Egypt. So was Nubia an Arab or European civilization? No. we find Egyptian reliefs there in Sudan. We can trace Egyptian artifacts and reliefs pre-dynastic all the way to Ethiopia and Kenya. Is that European and Arab territory? No. So if you're not doing your research and looking at shit, there's no way you would know the truth. We have proof that the Egyptians, the dynastic Egyptians, pre-dynastic time, traveled the Nile from Ethiopia, from Kenya, up the Nile, and left civilizations along the Nile. That's proof. We can find those same cultures and customs that we find in dynastic period, dynastic times, up the Nile with other African civilizations, proving that these people came from Africa before the dynastic period. That's proven. It's proven. So where were y'all? You didn't fucking exist. So yeah, plain and simple. Do your research. But yeah, I had to let that out because these people get on my nerves with this nonsense. But yeah, learn this information. For, you know, I know a lot of people hit me up about this, black people. I put out a lot of information on this, but I did this video and I did the other videos, and I put out the information for you guys to know it, because I be seeing a lot of y'all get crushed in the comments not knowing y'all shit. So know y'all shit. I know this ain't about an argument back and forth, but I don't want y'all to not know this information when these idiots coming talking that bullshit. Now you know. Know this information. Here it is right here. Make sure you guys know it. Do more research into it so you can defend this history. And, you know, if you choose to, you know, if not, let these people be ignorant, because that's what I'm doing. You know, anyway, it's just, you know, I wanted to put this out and let this be another video of information that's going to be out there that people can see who believe to the contrary, for whatever racist, stupid ass reasons. But yeah, Egypt is in Africa in the story. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Make sure you guys take advantage of the flash drop sale and never pay again membership. Price is still the same. Everything is still there. New video is out. Make sure you guys grab it. So, you know, it's a real deep video, and you'll see. But thanks for taking the time to watch. See you next video.